What you saw in this game is what it looks like to be on two sides of the ball. What it looks like to be on the top of the mountain or ascending to the top of the mountain, and what it looks like to be in the valley, in the pit. I I understand that there is still a hesitation to really crown this Minnesota Vikings team a legit Super Bowl contender because of everything that we've seen for the career of Sam Darnold. Because if you look at the roster, it's also crazy. A roster that lost someone like Daniil Hunter has still been incredible. But when you look at this roster, there's no question that you'd think that this team was a Super Bowl caliber team. You have arguably the best wide receiver in football in Justin Jefferson. You have one of the best two options in Jordan Addison. You have TJ Hawkinson. You have Aaron Jones, I'm sorry. Like this, that is a squad. And then they have one of the best defenses with arguably the best defensive coordinator in football in Brian Flores. Like, that's tough. So the only reservation would be Sam Darnold because we see what he's looked like majority of his career. But this is yet another week where Sam Darnold plays incredible. 231 yards. And they beat down on this Chicago team. I understand that there was extra motivation because of Randy Moss. It came out that he had some type of cancer. I hope that he has a speedy recovery. I hope that he's able to beat it. He is one of the greatest football players to ever play. I am on record saying that I think he's the greatest wide receiver ever. I know he may not have the amount of accolades as someone like a Jerry Rice, but if I'm drafting a wide receiver first, I'm going with Randy Moss. So I hope for a speedy recovery, 8-4. But I think that at least for this game and tacking on what we've seen throughout this whole season, we have to. The Vikings continue to do nothing more than prove the doubters like myself wrong. This is a great team. Yes, Sam Darnold can have some stinkers. Cool. They're still one of the best teams in football. And one underrated trait and a very important trait is being a complete team. This is a complete team. There's not much of a drop off from the offense to the defense. But when they're both playing at a high level, it is damn near unstoppable. So it's they are ascending. I know it's hard to wrap your head around because like Sam Darnold, I remember what he looked like for the Jets. But if there is somebody that has a comeback play of the year, I think that should be locked up. I think Sam Darnold should win that in a landslide. And this Minnesota team is one of the best. Which brings me to the pit, which brings me to the valley. I don't remember who said this, but I do think it's extremely true. So I apologize. I can't give you the credit for saying this, whoever said it, but I don't think Caleb Williams has ever gone through this. I understand that he had some rough patches at USC. I understand that he had, some rough patches at Oklahoma. But I don't think that in his entire football career, I don't think Caleb Williams has ever had a stretch like this. And what I mean is a stretch where he doesn't know what he's looking at on a regular basis. If there was a poster child for being lost in the league right now, it would be Caleb Williams. When he looks great, he looks great. Let me first say that. But when he doesn't, it looks like the game is going at Mach speed for him. And he cannot catch up. Now, I do think a lot of this is the fault of how the Bears just handled this whole situation. Not firing Matt Eberflus before they drafted him. Keeping him on longer than they should. Some of the play calling. It just didn't. I think that it's difficult at any time, but I think it's just too difficult for a rookie to really adapt to a system that isn't structured for him. And as we've seen, Caleb has not shown the ability to overcome incompetency from a coaching staff and from an organization, which has to be a requirement when playing for the Chicago Bears. At least that's what it seemed like. But this has been a season from hell when we talk about this Bears team. Expectation is a darn thing, bro. There's people that had the Bears in the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong. I think that's crazy. But don't get me wrong. I understand the Bears have one of the best rosters in football. We talk about the Minnesota Vikings. The Bears have a better roster than them. Well, they don't have Justin Jefferson. They have Keenan Allen. They have DJ Moore. They have Rome Odunze. They have DeAndre Swift. They have Cole Kmet. They have a better roster on defense, but when you don't have the person coaching wise to bring it together, when the quarterback is struggling, and when I say season from hell, it's like not just the fact that they're not playing well, but the fact of they have been regressing week after week after week. Like I said, you look at the Minnesota Vikings, they're going up. When you look at the Chicago Bears, it seems like they're just getting worse weekly. And that's why I hate it, bro. And I say this all the time, man. That's one. There's a lot of things I repeatedly say on this podcast. A lot of them. Talking about quarterbacks. People say I talk about Lamar Jackson too much. Cool. I talk about Golden State a lot because Golden State in their rise and fall, I guess you can say, is a microcosm to a lot of other sports, a lot of other, in life. One thing that I talk about constantly on this podcast is fit matters. And one reason why fit is so important is because I don't think a perfect example, bro. If you want to know a poster child to fit matters and how fit can derail a career, look at Cam Reddish. The whole fit matters thing started for Cam Reddish back in college. I understand the allure of going to a big school. I do. I understand the allure of going to a Duke. I understand the allure of going to a UNC. I understand the allure of going to a Kentucky. I get it. But something that a lot of people say, something that I say is, what's more important? The school with the big name or the school that benefits and caters to your play style, that's going to get the best out of you? I have no question that Duke is a great organization basketball-wise. I mean, look at some of the players that they have in the league. Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum. Duke is Duke. If you want to go to the league quick, go to Duke. I get it. But if you look at Cam Reddish's game from high school, the last thing he needed to do was play third fiddle to a Zion Williamson and a RJ Barrett. He should have went to a school that he would be the number one option. Then you go to the league and you don't know how to be that number one option anymore. And then you have the whole New York situation. I say all that to say, when you are Caleb Williams and you go to an organization that essentially doesn't understand how to they doesn't really understand how to use you and highlights your best abilities, that could set you back. You want an NFL term? Josh Rosen. Josh Rosen just could not get in the perfect situation for him. That's why I am so happy for Sam Darnold, because it looked like he was following the Josh Rosen route. It didn't work anywhere for Sam Darnold, but now it's working wonders because he found the perfect fit. Caleb Williams I don't think Chicago, at least the coaching staff that he had, isn't the perfect fit. And I don't trust that the organization that had Eberflus there as long as they did, I don't trust that they're going to hire the perfect person. So it's tough in Chicago, man. They've lost, 8 straight now? That sucks. But shouts out to Minnesota for beating Chicago 30-12. Oh, man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast, new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.